Good morning. Hi, it's Kelly. Today is Saturday and I'm here to share my little ornament make. I'm going to make one with you. So the supplies you need is just find a window die. This is a Tim Holtz window die. I also have the Cottage Cuts window die and an aftermarket window die. So you can use any window die you want. You just need to measure it to make the proper little box to go behind it for the shaker. So the other dies I used was one of Tim's. It's called Darling Deer, and then this one, which is called Tall Pines, which I use this one a lot. Excuse the glare. It's pretty dark here today. We have a really cold, windy day here in the mountains, and it's getting cold already. So anyways, you'll need a piece of acetate the size of your window and a background. You can use pattern paper. I also use that, and I made a background paper, and it is super sparkly. Can you see the sparkles? Yeah, it's nice. So I made my own little box. I cut it in 4 1/4 by 5. I measured my window, and then I squared it at 1 inch on all 4 sides, which gave me 2 1/4 by 3. And then oh, and you'll also need a piece of cord for your hanger. So what you'll do is you'll put your box together, and make sure when you make your box, unless you're wanting it to be horizontal, then you cut the other way, so the tabs will be at the top and bottom instead. So I made the mistake a couple times and then remembered you have to cut it at the top of your box. So anyways, you will put your little box together. Let me get my glue. I like all the glues that I use. I use the Barely Arts a lot. I'm running out of that. So you'll put your little box together. First. That's how I do it. You can do it any way you want, but I'll do mine first. Put it together first. I'll probably get a lot of silence. I'm not much of a teacher, but that's okay. We'll get it done. I'll eventually get better at making videos. We all have to start somewhere, and we all learn, don't we? So, after you get your box glued together, mine's having issues. So then you'll take your little back piece, you glue it in. I hope I'm in frame. Am I in frame? I hope so. Ooh, there's a light there. Glue your back in, which is a really tight fit. You can get it in there any way you can. You can put it on first if you want. Okay. So then I will take, I cut down these little pine trees. I've made many of these, so pretty much getting the hang of where to cut my dies. I will use this one as well. I will cut it off. And I usually will put him right here. So you'll get that cut down to where you need it to be. So you'll put that in there like that. So let me get that glued in, because next we will have a little bit of a, I'm going to use instead of using gesso on mine like I usually do, because gesso kind of flattens down for snow after a while, but it takes several days to dry. And so I'm going to try using, oh, what's it called? Modeling paste. And see how that works. So we get that in there. And that's why I put these in first, is because the modeling paste is going to be, or gesso, whatever you choose to use, will hold up my deer that I'm putting in here, Mama and Baby, which I've already inked up and put little dots on the little ones behind. So okay, so here's the modeling paste. This is the modeling paste I use. I like to use this one. It's by Arts Basic. Not sure. I think it's Prima product. It was a little dry, so I watered it down and let it sit for a few days. So I'll use this. See how it works. So bear with me. Getting the lid off. So just take a little bit, just a little bit like that. And then you just kind of stick it in there. Make sure you keep it, you know, make it like a snowdrift. I live in the mountains. I see all kinds of deer here. We have two kinds. We have the whitetail and the mule. The whitetail are a little smaller, and they have more of a pointing nose. The mule deer have a black nose that's kind of square. They are a lot, I think, a lot prettier. They're bigger too, and they're gorgeous. They're all over the town. Then when this is still wet, that's when you stick your little feet in there and you get them in there. Wherever you want to put them. And then you let that dry overnight or for a couple days. So that's the beginning of your box. I started another one. So that one's going to dry for a couple days. So that's how you do that. You also can, right now, sprinkle glitter. I'm going to wait until I make the shaker, because it's kind of like a little shaker. And I've got the new Tim Holtz chunky glitter I want to use in these. So I was so thrilled he came out with the chunky glitter. Yay. So sorry for the glare. So sorry. Okay. So we have the box. This one is made with, the background's made with pattern paper, and it's a little smaller than the other box. I needed to make the other one bigger. So also, before you put your window on, you're going to need to punch a hole at the top of this and thread your cording or whatever you're going to use for a hanger. So I'm going to glue the bottom of this on here. It's a little too big at the top, so I cut it down. So I'll glue these two. Gosh, I got it all over me. Anyways, I'll glue both of these down, and then the best thing to do is put you can put I put both these pieces, one on top and one on bottom, because you're actually looking out the window with these, not into the house. You're looking out the window. So you don't need a growy box and all that stuff unless you want one. So the best thing to do is put your acetate on your window first before you glue it down to your box. It helps an awful lot to do that. So then you will glue this. You'll line it up to where you want to see, and you will glue this down. So you'll just take your glue and put it along the side here and glue this down. And then you will have, oops, excuse me, an ornament. That will look. Hold on, I'm trying to get my finished one out. Oh, bear with me. So what you will have when you are done is something that looks like this. Now you can decorate it any way you would like to decorate it. I'm going to change mine to something different. I think I'm going to put something more here with a poinsettia, and not use hot glue. I'm not good with hot glue, but that's what it will look like when it's done. So thank you for watching and have a nice day. Bye.